Hey, hello, hi, good evening. Hi, team.
Yeah,
Okay,
Swapnil.
so we should start, Deepak, or should we wait for like few more minutes?
I think we should start. It's only
Okay,
700.
okay. So, Ganguly, and I think yes. Are you like? Is this your first class, first session? Hello.
Yes. This is the first session.
Okay.
Previously, I've attended session, but
Mm.
this project. This is the first session.
Okay, all right. And yes, what about you? Hello. Yes. Okay.
I think his mic is not working.
Maybe. Okay. So, Deepak, we can wait for more 1 to 2 minutes, then we can start.
Yeah. So you guys like tried, I think assignment. We have pushed few assignment. Did anyone like tried doing or had gone through that repo, the application repo?
No, Deepak, I was about to try, but I had to travel. I'll do it tonight.
Okay, so what about others? I- Is anyone of you has tried that assignment? Because that assignment was basically on the project level, like whatever things we gonna execute, whatever things we gonna perform, na, that was related to that only. So that's why we have given you that assignment, so that when we gonna explain the things, when we gonna perform the things, then you'll have already that idea. Okay, so anyway, but I would say ki you should try those assignments, right? About that EKS wala and this GitHub action. Okay, guys.
Yes, Ayush.
Okay. Okay, I think there are very few member here, right? Mm, okay, Deepak, then let's start. I think it's already 7:11, right? We are
Yeah,
already
yeah.
late. Hmm. Okay, so I'm just sharing my screen. Okay, so is my screen visible to you guys?
Yes, Ayush.
Okay. Where was that? Yeah. have multiple tabs I have opened. Okay, so if you guys have like already know about this, so as we discussed earlier, right? Ki how we create stages and the pipelines in GitHub Action, right? I think Deepak has also like explained and discussed those things. Is it clear with you guys that whatever things we have discussed earlier? So today what we're gonna do? We're gonna show you how we create in a very modular way. We create a template file and we create a wrapper file, right? So what we do actually, we create a very generic way where we mention all of the logics, all of the commands, and whatever things we want to perform in our stages in like our jobs. So we create it something like this, okay, and then we create a wrapper. So let's just discuss about this CI template first. Okay. So earlier we know that we haven't created something structure like this template file and then this wrapper file. But what is the use case of this? So this provides you reusability, right? So with the help of this, what you can do, as it is starts with this the name of the this template, which is Docker build reusable workflow, right? This is the name of this, and after this on workflow call, so it will be trigger on workflow call, and I've given you a value like this: Docker image name required true and type string. So what does it mean? Like I'm gonna like when I'm gonna show you the wrapper, then you'll get to know what is this true and what is this string and all. But for now, okay, so before jumping into this, is anyone of you know about this template and wrapper way to execute your GitHub action pipelines? And is anyone aware of this? Anyone who has used GitHub action before? Yes, no.
No, Ayush.
Okay. So are you guys aware of GitHub Action little bit? Because directly I'm jumping into this template and wrapper, so that's why I'm asking you, because it may be hard for you to understand this way. So that's why I'm asking this again and again. So have you
Yeah,
attended
partially I
to?
believe,
Mhm.
yeah, partially I believe Deepak has made us understand what
Okay.
tasks it can perform. So
Okay.
I believe
Hmm.
partially we know.
Okay. 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 So that was the thing. Okay, so here what I'm doing, I'm using the all of the checks, right? Firstly, I'm gonna show you the this wrapper, this example wrapper and ci wrapper.yaml. So as you can see, it has the Docker. This GitLeaks feature is there. Run GitLeaks. I'm gonna explore like explain you this very thoroughly, but for now, just I just want to tell you, like, let you know this, what are the stages are these, like the GitLeaks is there, OWASP is there, PyTest is for the Python, and the Trivy is the image size image scanning. This image scan when we perform, we use this Trivy. Then we use this image size threshold. So what is this check? This check is basically when we want to perform on our image. Suppose our image is like more than like the size of the image is 500 MB or 1 GB, but we don't want to execute with that image. So what we do, we put a threshold here like 200 MB. So the my image size will be if 201 MB or like more than 200 MB, so it gonna fail. But for now I'm just going with this false. So the next one is the push to ECR. After doing this CI checks and CI, it gonna push to ECR. And then this sonar will also be, the stage will be before this push to ECR. The push to ECR is the last second stage, and the last stage is this Slack enabled. So currently my this template have this feature Slack notification, but we can add more features like Teams notification and all. So this is the CI of any particular application. If you want to perform CI, so we have these features, like we have the GitLeaks, we have the OWASP, we have the PyTest for the Python, and for the this Trivy, then image size validator, then push to ECR, and Sonar is also there, right? So this may be not explanatory itself, that it has the values like true and then false, and as you can see it starts with this on push branch main, like I'm giving you the this condition, like whatever things gonna push on this main branch, it gonna trigger. And also one more thing I'm providing it here, which is workflow dispatch. As we discussed earlier, this is basically the feature that GitHub provides you, so the with the help of this you can manually run this. Okay. And also there's one more feature here, so this is schedule. Like as in Jenkins, what we see that poll HCM and that cron basis, like job execution, like job trigger, so that feature also GitHub provides. But I've used this feature, there are some limitation or some issue with the GitHub action. It doesn't trigger accurately, like whatever cron you gonna provide it here. So it may be 30 minutes, 20 minutes delay of it. I've just I've verified it multiple times, but there are some issue with this cron. Okay, maybe in enterprise version there won't be any issue, but in like free tier we face this issue. Okay, so I've created this logic to trigger the job. Okay, then what next I am doing, I am creating this job which is build and scan. Okay, so what it is this uses, so what is this uses, so uses means this wrapper is using this template to perform the stages. Clear till now? Like as you can see, it is very basic thing, like what if you see nothing command, any command or any logic is not present here. So everything is in this CI template. So this is template file which I'm calling through my wrapper, right? Anything you want to discuss? Any doubt? Are you guys getting my point? Like whatever things I'm
Yes, I've.
explaining?
Yes, I've.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so this is the template which I'm using for my these values. Like so, and what is this secrets? So if you guys know about this GitHub action, so if we want to put any secrets in our pipeline, so we directly don't put those secrets in directly in our pipeline. So what we do, so GitHub has this feature, so we can go to this setting part as in manage Jenkins. This feature you can see it in manage Jenkins. Okay. You don't have access to repository settings. Okay, I can show you in other way, in other repository. Okay, so if you want to put some secrets, so what we do, we go here secrets and variables, then actions. Okay, then there are two things. The first one is environment secrets and the another one is repository secrets. So if you want to put something like environment secrets, so we put it here, and we want to put some repository secrets. Suppose SonarQube token you want to put it here, or like webhook URLs, or anything like we do in manage Jenkins. Then in create credentials we manage those things, right? So similarly we can put those secret here by giving it a name like AWS, suppose account ID, and then we can provide account ID, then directly we can use this account ID as the secret environment variable. Okay, as here. Okay, so this Slack webhook URL and the AWS access key ID, and then this secret access key ID, key AWS reason, and all these values I have configured in this repository by going this location. Okay, clear guys? Like if you want to put any secrets, you can directly go to the setting of that repository, and then go this section, secrets and variables, then actions part, and then you can simply put this, right? Okay, okay, then the width, I'm using this width block with this docker image name, or my organization, my app, then this image tag I'm giving it, whether it you can give it your like desired tag or latest. Then the next part is that this docker file location, I have to provide this docker file path. Okay, so you have to provide that docker file path, and then the context and the no cache. So currently I'm going with this no cache feature. So as you can see, whatever things, then this docker file path, then run gitleaks is also performing. So what I have to do, if you want to perform git leaks, then we can give it value true. If you don't want to perform git leaks, we can give it value false. That's it. So that logic I have created here. See, so this is the logic which I'm calling through my wrapper. Okay, so runs on Ubuntu latest, and if input run git leaks. Okay, so continue on error. So this is also this option is also here. Okay, all right. Okay, wait guys, 1 minute, please. I sorry guys. Okay, so so as you can see, I've created a logic for like every stages, whether it is git leaks or OWASP or PyTest or Trivy, like any CI checks, if you want to perform or false, like we want to perform it or we want to skip it. As we all as we all know, as per the requirement, we go for the CI checks, right? In some cases, in some organization, they want very minimal checks, but for some, they want very, extensive checks. So for that way, we separated three way. Like one is minimalist, another one is extensive, and another one is this 90. So for that, what is these terms? So if you want to perform very minimal checks like this, GitLeaks is very mandatory. Then this OWASP, and after this build and push. That's it. Okay, so for that feasibility, we have created this feature, this toggle feature, which is true. If you want to perform this git leaks, then it is true. If you give it false, then it will be skipped. Similarly, it goes for the all of the stages. Clear, guys? And this logic is written here. I'm gonna show you share you the code, okay, so you can use it. But I think before this, I'm gonna give you the basic assignment and basic things, so that you won't be confused. Otherwise, it is very confusing somehow. Okay, so this git leaks is true, then continue on git leaks errors. So this, what is this continue on git leaks errors? Because when I'm gonna perform this git leak, so what it gonna do, it gonna fetch your source code, and if it finds any error, so it gonna fail your pipeline. But in some cases, we just don't want to break our pipeline. We just want to continue with that, because the credential maybe GitLeaks finds that is not that that relatable, or we can skip that in some cases. Okay, so on that case, you can give it false, means ki continue on GitLeaks errors. So this is also a logic which I have created here. Mm, mm, mm. Okay. Okay, then git leaks, then same goes for this OWASP and for the PyTest and this Trivy, right? Then this image size validator is also there, which is 200 MB, and we can give raise this value like 500 MB or 1 GB, whatever value we want to provide it here, we can give it here, right? Then push to ECR is our the thing after CI. We have to create a ECR before this. Before CI, we have to create a ECR. Okay, ECR repository. So we have to provide that ECR repository name here. Then we have to give it a true value. Then if we have configured SonarQube, so we have to also configure that host URL, and then the project key we have to define it here. Okay, and the token of the SonarQube should be in this secret, this environment variable, right? Like I've explained you this thing, right? Under this action secret, you have to provide that SonarQube token. Then only you gonna perform the Sonar. So after this, then this Slack enabled, and then we have to give it this channel name. So for this also, you have to provide the webhook of that application. So this is the wrapper of my CI template. So if you want to use it, so what you can do, suppose you have the application and you want to do this CI. So you have to go to that application. Suppose this CI CD GitHub Accelerator is the application. So you have to create a .github and workflows. Okay, just forget about these things. So you have to create a .github, then this workflows. So you have to go there and you have to create a file, which is this .yaml file. So that gonna be your wrapper. So that CI wrapper, something like that. But the folder structure will be .github, then workflows. Under that, this CI wrapper .yaml will be there, and you have to just copy and paste it. That's it. And you have to configure these value, because this will be like specific to your environment. So you have to provide these value only. And the docker file location, if the docker file is in some other location, you have to give pass that value, and the host URL. That's it, and you will be able to easily perform your CI. You don't have to worry about anything. Like you don't have to touch about the CI template. Like for every application, na, what you have to do, you have to just copy this thing and paste it and just change some values. That's it. Okay. And these things are also one time thing. This webhook URL and these things whatever we gonna put in this secret environment variables, so that is one time job. So once we are done with that, then if you want to perform this CI or CD on like 50 jobs or like on 100 application, then we don't have to worry about it. We have to just copy this thing and paste it in some other application by creating this .github workflows. And uh, after this we have to change some very less values, like this ECR repository will be different, right? Otherwise the other values will be same. Okay, this true and false will be same. So this is how you can easily perform your CI for any application. So this is very generic template I've created, so we can use it for any application, right? So these checks are generic. This GitLeaks, OWASP, Trivy, image size validator, Sonar, right? These are generics. This PyTest is basically for the Python, right? So we are not performing this PyTest anyway. So we are performing very minimal checks, which is GitLeaks, OWASP, and then if we can go for Trivy and size validator, then push to ECR. So this will be our CI. So this is how we perform CI. Okay, Deepak, you want to add something? You want to say something?
No, just continue.
You were saying something, na, ki about the session. Should we continue it or
Yeah, yeah. Cover this GitHub action flow first.
okay? Okay, so this is how we perform CI, right? So any question from this? Like if I'm giving you I'm saying you that you have to perform CI on some new application. So what you have to do, you guys have got the idea, right? Hello.
Ayush, can you please repeat once again the flow?
Okay, so I'm asking to you guys, like if I'm giving you this that some other application, if I'm saying to you you have to onboard this application with the help of this template and wrapper way, so would you be able to like perform this?
Yeah, I believe only in the wrapper we just have to change the secret keys and as well as the Docker image. Uh,
Hmm.
that's it, right? Rest all would be same, right?
Exactly, exactly. Because the template which I've created, which is generic, you don't have to touch it, right? The logic here, you don't have to touch it. You have to use this wrapper only. By using this wrapper and this one time thing you have to do, like this webhook URL, access key ID, secret key ID, region, token ID, Sonar token, right? You have to provide it once. Okay, if you're once you have done with this, then the next thing what you have to do, just copy and paste it, and just this docker file maybe change some in if you are following some other convention for your application docker file and all, then you have to change it. Otherwise this git leaks, if you want to perform this true false, generally if you are following the convention, then all will go true or false. Like it will be well known, like if you want to perform git leaks or not, OWASP true or false. Same goes for PyTest. So this will all be same. Nothing gonna change. Just copy and paste it by creating this .github workflows. Under that application, by creating this .github, then workflows, then this .yaml, right?
Ayush, so like for example, if I mean running
Hmm.
CI/CD on Jenkins, we can put conditions like if
Hmm.
SonarQube gets negative or
Hmm.
gives any scan errors or anything,
Right.
then you report it to my this one
Hmm.
mail or even on your this one Slack.
Okay.
So is there something like that which we can use in this file as well?
We can use it. We can add that feature, but for now it has supported this pipeline errors only. Like it is basically on pipelines. You are asking me particular to the Sonar or some particular test cases, right? Some stages.
Yeah, yeah.
But currently it supports on the basis of the pipeline failures and success.
Yeah, I understand. But in general, if like for example in future I had to
Hmm.
utilize it in any pipeline, the
Mm-hmm.
same wrapper,
Mm-hmm.
so I can put the conditions, right? Ki if
Yeah,
this fails,
definitely.
you report to me on Slack and you
Hmm.
stop this build.
Yeah, you can add that. You can add multiple feature. You can do any add any features. Okay, so that gonna be like perform here this template in this template file. Okay.
Okay.
So you
You
can
can,
basically put check on that code coverage part and code quality part, and if that is covering your threshold, so it looks good, or if that is not up to the mark, you can just fail this pipeline so that your deployment will not go.
yeah, so basically not for the Sonar, like any feature you want to add. So you don't have to like I would say ki don't you don't need to add it in the wrapper. First you have to make it in the this template file, because by creating some changes here, by creating it very generic, you can use it in for like multiple application for by creating this wrapper you can use it anywhere, right? So in that logic I'm saying it ki I've created this wrapper and template file. Okay.
So if any of the check fails, this would report it on Slack, right?
Yeah, right, the pipeline got failed na.
Okay.
Hmm. So if I've enabled this like continue on Trivy errors. So if currently it is false, like continue on PyTest error. Okay, so it is true. If I've just passed it false, na, so the pipeline will be failed. Then it gonna notify in this channel this GitHub action notification. So I can see like what is the failure of the pipeline. Okay, so that is also way to jump into the error.
Okay. Got it.
So currently it works like that. But yeah, you can make it as per your requirement. Okay. Okay, then Deepak, you can continue.
Yeah, let me share my screen. So I believe we have pushed till ECR, the pipeline which we have created. Uh, you should try this. I think you should try this setup, I believe, which I have shown you guys. Where is the, yeah, this one, the ECR bucket. So basically, what I have told you na to create this EKS cluster, I have basically provisioned a new EKS cluster. The documentation which I have shared with you guys. So this is one of the EKS cluster I have created using that document, the step-by-step document which I have shared. That only I have followed you. So this is the compute. Here you can the worker node concept which I told you guys when you create Kubernetes. So the nodes get created, and you can see that in this section also. Look, this got provision, and this is your worker node where your application will get deployed. And here you can see application too. I have deployed this application kubectl and then so this your backend is running, your front end is running, and your MongoDB is also running. Currently, it's a very small setup. I will try to explain each and everything like what I have created. So I will push this document like deployment file to. I believe we have shared you guys with the repository. That repository is public, and you can refer this thing on configuration. You can see what I have done. So, basically in AWS, this MongoDB, there is document DB is there. Since the current technology stack composes of this Angular, the front end is in Angular and back end is in Node.js, and MongoDB is the database. So I was trying to looking for this database to deploy, but it was not look like I am not able to. This database is not coming to the VPC which where the cluster is getting deployed. So I will figure out another way, like how can we show that. But currently this application is deployed and everything is running as a pod, but this is not the very much good way to do this. But to show like how application is deployed and it is working, so that's why I have done this like deployed this thing as a pod. But people used to deploy this either as a stateful set, but or they will use this database as a service, like there is a MongoDB, they provide compute and all of these things. They have their own managed services which you can use, and VPC peering you can use to like make a private connection between your workload. So all of those things you can do. We'll cover this thing in future, like how can we make this thing. But the more important thing is that we have deployed this front end back end application, and we are able to connect something like this database also. We can also check the logs also from here. kubectl logs -f and banking. So look here, we are getting 200. Can also check like deploy and undeploying things. We can go here, deployment manifest, cd deployment. Let's try to bring down this backend deployment. If I do this, kubectl delete -f kubectl get hello.
Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, am I visible? Like I got disconnected electricity. Am I audible? Hello.
हाँ दीपक.
Yes, Deepak,
Yeah.
your screen is visible.
Okay. Okay, no issue. Okay, so here you can come and see if I do this get pods. So backend is like currently not there. So let's check this. When different kubectl apply FNF, where is this deployment? If you do this, so currently everything is written. I will try to explain like everything after this. I want to show you guys like this thing is working as of now. Not scalable, but we have reached this up to here. So logs -f. Okay, you need to provide this namespace also. So look here, connected to database and application. And also test this. Currently DNS mapping is not. But let's try to uh, explore what all configuration I have written. So here you can see. Uh, I believe you should start with this Docker Compose, which I have provided. The here basically I have used this container image, so it is applicable like available publicly. Same image I have used here. Uh, Here, if you come here, look this one. So this is nothing but a Kubernetes deployment. Ideally, you should not deploy any of the database. I'll kind of like using this. There is another way to do this, but since I have the time constraint, I just wanted to show you guys like everything like got connected, like how they got connected. So this is the deployment manifest, and now how you expose your application, so, sorry, database. So there are two, three kind of services are there. If you look here, I have made service. So this is cluster IP. So basically my application is running inside Kubernetes. If I show you here in Xcali, so currently my application is working inside Kubernetes. Let's say this is my backend application. Okay, this is my backend application which is running inside this Kubernetes cluster. Uh, let's say this is my database, MongoDB. MongoDB. So basically in Kubernetes, the pod or containers are like ephemeral in nature. They come and they die, or their IPs got changed when they come and die. So to connect my backend with this, there is another object in Kubernetes called services. So services have very different categories. So when you want to communicate things internally, what you use, cluster IP. That's why I use here cluster IP, because I want then the same cluster IP namespace, basically DNS, I have given in my backend application here. If you carefully see here in the backend deployment here, so this is the same Mongo reference which I have given in and used in the name of this service. This Mongo service is the name. So that's why, because this MongoDB and this backend was deployed in same namespace. If you carefully see here, namespace is banking application, and if you carefully see here, the namespace is banking application. That's why I have given this MongoDB in the connection URL of here, like Mongo URI. Here I have just provided Mongo. If you want to do some other name, you can just do this like URI. But uh, when you do this here, you also need to change this environment variable. That's how your this backend application, the image is like here. You need to change this URI. So Mongo underscore URI. Then you need to deploy this application. When you do this, then they will be able to communicate with each other. When both of the like application or both of the databases and your this uh, backend are like running in same namespace, that's how you do. Ideally, you do not use deployment, you use stateful set, but that's a very another concept. We'll try to cover this, but in place of this, I was trying to deploy this MongoDB. There's a document DB service in AWS was there. So you can use this, and then in place of this cluster IP, you can basically use external. So services have very different type: node port, load balancer, cluster IP, and another like external DNS if you want to connect. So all of those thing was there. So this is how you do. If you carefully see here, this is nothing but the image. So the CI which I have shown you in the previous sessions, so we have reached till here. Like after running the CI check, we were able to reach here and push the container image. Currently, it is latest, but when you do CI/CD, there is a version increment goes on, like version 1, version 2, version 3, version 2, and the same version you deploy using manifest file. How you do this? You do this through here. Like when your CI/CD pipeline runs, so this manifest, whole manifest will be put, like we used to put, you will be putting this manifest file somewhere in another repository, and dynamically when your pipeline runs and everything runs successfully, so you will be variabilizing this thing, and you will be injecting the variable like image name automatically. Like showing you like how you make things variabilize in CI/CD pipeline in GitHub Action. That's how you can do this and replace this version. So let's say your CI/CD pipeline start executing and you reach to version 10. So now you will deploy this and you will dynamically replace this with version 10 through using any script, and then you will apply. So when you do this, Kubernetes will handle everything like pulling the images from ECR. It will pull image from ECR and then deploy the application. So that's how you do the whole CI/CD pipeline runs. Clear? Like you guys are clear? Like what I told, everything. Yes, no. Anyone?
Yes, Deepak, partially, but I think there is one session which will be required for us to do everything step by step. I mean, if the environment is already prepared, and if someone of us can share the screen and you guide us and we do it, I think,
Sure, sure, sure.
yeah,
So
that is
we can
when I
do that
believe.
also. I have today only I have created this manifest file and I will push this repository, and you try. I am just telling you how to do this. You try to explore yourself. Came up with doubt, and if there is doubt, we will clarify, and we can do that also. Like if you want, we can like what you are telling. But that's why I have shared this repository link prior to this session because I
Got it, got it.
wanted you
We'll
guys
try it
to
out.
fair idea of like how you at least deploy this whole stack using this Docker Compose. This Docker Compose is written so well, like I have made a lot of changes. So you can just go and basically run Docker Compose of 500 and everything will get up. So there are a lot of things I have changed. But you should try to at least explore this thing on a container level, then you can go and do this much bigger thing. So if you carefully look to the front end also, front end I have done similar kind of stuff. If you carefully see here, I have created another repository. So when your CI/CD pipeline runs, you will get a lot of another versions of your images here. Then the same image you will apply here and this will got replaced. So that's how you do.
Yes, Deepak, we'll try it out today and tomorrow.
Yeah. So this ingress is like quite complicated thing. This will not be covered in this single session because but I will give you a heads up or hint so that you guys can go and read a little bit about them so that when I will be explaining, it will be like much more, you guys will be able to connect with me. So whenever you deploy any application, there are two, three ways how you expose your application. The one way is that you directly expose through node port. So basically, when you deploy Kubernetes cluster, there are a lot of nodes get created, a lot of virtual machine, like two, three virtual machine got created where workload will be deployed. So either expose through a node port means your EC2 machine, you can directly hit that application through the IP and the port of that virtual machine. This is one way. The another way is that use load balancer. So when you create this backend, use load balancer kind of service. So it will create AWS load balancer and you can expose your application through load balancer. But this kind of service, the service which I told, like how you expose your application, you expose your application through many services. Like this is the service which I was telling you. Type of services are two, three type. You can also go here. It as services type. So there are a lot of types of services are there, and each individual services have a different meaning, like different use case when you use that service. And uh, so here you can see ingress control. Like I believe let's make it pretty much simple kind of services. Type of services they haven't given very okay. You can just go here and read. It is much more simplified. Cluster IP, node port, load balancer. So these are few kind of but the use case is very much different of using each uh, of the services. So I will give you a little bit heads up. So when you use this load balancer kind of service, so when you deploy, let's say this is your payment application. So now you want to expose your application because if you not expose, how you will getting API hit from the front end. So this is your payment application got deployed. This is your another application got deployed. But how you expose this? You will now, if you use the load balancer kind of service, it will provision another load balancer here in your infrastructure. Then you will interact with this this login application. So another there's a requirement. Let's say you have a kind of shipping service. So now you have created another service that you need to deploy. So you will provision another load. So imagine the cost your organization has to pay because this load balancer is $18 per month, and that to depend on your ingress and egress, how much traffic is going on. So this is not the ideal way. So what Kubernetes came up with? Kubernetes came up with this very cool what you say, concept. They have introduced a object called ingress, through which what you do. So there are two kind of things, like there are two things which you need to be taken care of. This is your load balancer. If some of you have learned about load balancer, is that load balancer have a different kind of routings, path routing, host routing, and another there are a lot of routings rules are there. So what you do in Kubernetes, you write a manifest file called ingress rule. When I got hit using API dot banking application.com, banking application.com, when I hit payment application.com, so we had to route this traffic. Let's say payment, so route here. Let's say sign in, route this here. Let's say shipment, route this here in this application. So that's how this whole manifest file will got injected in your load balancer, and rules got created. If you fully see, I have created rules here. I have created ingress rule too, and I have defined here how you create ingress rule. You create ingress rule using this. Currently, I have done host-based routing here. So if I got banking example.com, so land it to my front end. If I do this, there is a test also I have created, and like this document is quite well. You can go through this. I'm sharing this document so that uh, you guys can also refer this thing. So here you can see, when you run this whole stack, you will figure out like you will be getting this whole front end. Currently, I'm getting this from here because I don't have domain, else I can hit that domain
Deepak,
browser.
Deepak, your voice is breaking. Is it for me or for everyone?
Yeah, I guess it's been since last 30 seconds.
Okay, yeah, Deepak, your voice is breaking.
Let me switch my network.
Yeah. So guys, did you understand whatever things we have explained? Like from mine that CI part and from him like this CD part. Like, is it very new or very new thing, or like you guys understand whatever the things we explained?
आयुष मेरा तो ये फर्स्ट टाइम है.
अच्छा, आपका फर्स्ट टाइम है.
हाँ जी.
ओके, सो आपको सीआई का भी ज्यादा कॉन्टेक्स्ट नहीं था.
नहीं नहीं, आई बेसिकली हैड अटेंडेड द लेक्चर्स, दैट्स इट. मतलब प्रैक्टिकल मैंने कुछ ऐसा करा नहीं है. दिस इज माय फर्स्ट टाइम, फर्स्ट प्रोजेक्ट.
Okay, okay, so this is your first project. Okay, all
या.
right. Okay.
Okay, let me continue. There
Mhm.
is a small session if you carefully see here, let me hit this. We'll try to cover this thing tomorrow because here you can see this is nothing but it is written in Node.js. That's why you are getting this thing from here. And also I want to show you like how I have configured this thing from the load balancer perspective. This load balancer rules got created when you create any ingress. You can come here and if you
Deepak,
Yeah.
I think again your voice.
Hello.
Yeah,
Am I
now it
audible?
is. Yeah, now you are.
So is my screen visible?
Yeah, it's your screen is visible. Could you
Rest.
please repeat whatever thing you said? Like we lost you completely.
So I was telling when I create this ingress rule, here you can see I have mentioned ingress rule. We'll try to cover this in depth, like how this thing is working, but I want to give you just a heads up. If you see carefully here, api.bankapplication.com, forward it to my backend services. If this is the host I am getting, forward this to my front end services. This is the same mapping which got created in my AWS load balancer. If you come here, this is the rule bank.example.com and api.bankapplication.example.com. If you go like this got created, that's how this ingress rule mapping and your load balancer mapping has happened. Like there are a lot of things happening which you need to configure, that I will cover like later on, like in coming session we can cover like how this thing, but at a high level this thing happens. In depth we'll cover in upcoming session, but what I want to understand, what I want from you guys is that the repository which we have shared, just try to go and at least bring the stack up in the local using Docker Compose, so that you can relate everything what everything is going on in Kubernetes. If somehow you will do this, you will be you it will be like much more helpful for you guys to relate what all things are going on in Kubernetes level. So is this thing clear? Yes,
Yes,
no?
Deepak.
So I'm whatever things I have created, I will push this like deployment file. I don't think I haven't pushed things. There are a little bit changes I have done, but yeah, just try to explore this and we'll cover everything in depth. Whatever doubt, just come up with your doubts. And this ingress is very much important thing, because not everyone knows how when you deploy any application or any microservices in your Kubernetes, how to expose that, how to create mappings and all of this thing we'll cover in the coming session.
Done, Deepak.
Okay, thanks everyone. Thanks for joining.
You.
Bye.